Good Party leader Patricia De Lille has been retained, but has been moved to the tourism ministry by President Cyril Ramaphosa during his cabinet reshuffle earlier this week. De Lille says there is no time for new policies and complaints, but only action. Well, let's talk to the minister now to understand her priorities for her new role. Minister, good morning to you, and thank you for affording us your time. Your department, I've got to say this, your department, one of those that, if I were to describe what has happened over the years, I think it's one of those that are somehow overlooked when it comes to planning around those departments that really, or sectors, I should say, that really create jobs in South Africa, particularly for low-skilled South Africans.
Yes.
How do you hope to change that perception that tourism isn't really that important?
Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity. I have been called by the President of the country to serve in another capacity. And I want to agree with you that tourism is a key sector in our country, especially for job creation. Tourism is also part of the economic reconstruction and recovery plan. And in all my engagements that I've started already and reading up, in March 2021, Cabinet approved 7 key strategies for recovery of the tourism industry after COVID. And I'm also busy looking at that now. It seems that we are just about pre-COVID levels, but I think there's a lot of potential. I will be guided by the industry, and the engagements have started already yesterday and today. And I think give me a week and then I'll be able to give you a clear plan of action as to what we need to prioritize. This is also the last financial year of the 6th administration. So we also have to look at the 5-year plan that government put before the electorate in 2090, that all of those promises that has been made, that we're actually going to achieve them. So we also need to do a lot of evaluation, but implementation is the key now.
Yeah. Minister, I listened yesterday to some of the quick interviews you've done with fellow media colleagues, and you were quoted as saying you want to hit the ground running. Are there immediate actionable plans? And I'm speaking here in my head with what I know the industry has been crying about, and that is the e-visa issue. And you also couple that with the license operators, those tourist vehicles that transport tourists around the country. Are those some of your immediate plans?
Yes, most definitely. You know, in terms of the tourist operators and then the tour guides, their licenses is being dealt with by the Department of Transport, and it's not within the tourism department. So I need to engage with the Minister of Transport regarding the backlog of those licenses, and also see how I can put systems in place that tourism can track those applications. Then, of course, there's the elephant in the room, which is Tottenham. First, it's getting on my desk today, and I need to deal with that also. And of course, to consult with the industry and the sector to say to them, please, I'm not here to hear complaints. I've just moved in here. You tell me, what are the issues preventing you from creating more jobs? And what are the solutions, and what role can I play to help you? So that is the approach that I've adopted since yesterday. And I must say, I'm learning such a lot. And I do think that we have not reached our full potential. I have to look at the targets that we set ourselves and make sure that if we don't reach the target, at least we get close to the target. But everything for me is a priority now, because it is the last year of the sixth administration, and we need to deliver on the expectations that we have announced in 2019.
Now that you've touched on that Tottenham Hotspur deal, I know that yesterday you said you have had engagements with the outgoing minister, Lindiwe Sisulu, about that particular deal. What is the way forward?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to wait any longer for a report from the National Tourism Board. I don't know how long it's going to take. I've already yesterday sent a request to the CEO of the Tourism Board to come and give me a briefing tomorrow at 12 o'clock. So that I can just understand the details and the negotiations, whatever took place. So by tomorrow, I will have a report, and then I'll be able to make an assessment of it. And of course, I have to also look at my role and responsibility and the role and responsibility of the board. So I hope early next week we can respond to the question of Tottenham Hotspur's problem.
Yeah. Final question, Minister, and it's got to do with safety issues in our country, particularly crime. And I'm asking you this question on the back of a German tourist, a young man who remains missing in the Western Cape. Interesting comments coming from your deputy who was addressing a conference in Berlin, Fish Mahlalela, who suggested that the police are looking into the feasibility of establishing a unit for tourism that is going to be dedicated to the safety of tourists in South Africa. Is that something that you want to push strongly for? Because reports such as that, this one that I'm talking to you about, are not only embarrassing for the country, but they actually become a deterrent for tourists coming here.
For me, really, the priority must be the safety, first of all South Africans, including our visitors. And therefore, in the 7 key interventions that a government is looking at, is to look at the whole safety issue of the value chain of tourism, from where the tourists arrive in our country, how the tourist is received, and from there, how do we track where people are. But if we have got an all-inclusive safety plan that can keep South Africans safe and our visitors, that certainly I will interact with the Minister of Police. But for me, it is about the total value chain for all our visitors, where we need to build in that safety. Safety in hotels, for instance. That is where the hospitality industry must be. Safety in our parks and all of these facilities that we have. So I haven't reached that stage yet. It's on my agenda for next week also. And I want to first see what is the status quo, what do we have in place, and see if there's a need to improve this, because safety is a key factor for any tourist coming into a strange country or a new country. Yes.
Minister Patricia De Lille, let me thank you very much for your time and really giving us a quick bite, if you like. And so good luck on your consultations. We look forward to having you once again. Thanks indeed for your time, Minister Patricia De Lille.